Alrighty, guys, this video is about update 3.8, and it is what I was afraid of. Basically, this is probably the worst update that Wargaming has put out for World of Tanks Blitz on the mobile platform. It seems like they are obsessed with microtransactions and making money or reoccurring revenue for their company. I'm not against that because I understand that they're in the business to make money. However, what I don't like is that they start to make uh, it a very painful process in order to obtain the items you need for your tank. One of the latest changes they made was to the equipment slot. And so the changes are they now basically broke it down into three different sections of crew equipment. You got combat power, vitality, and specialization. I don't have an issue with these modules except for a couple of things. The first example is that you now have one, two, three tiers. However, what they neglected to tell the gaming community on Blitz is that it's not going to take 3 days to unlock, and this is probably done by tier. So keep in mind, this is a tier 8 tank that's going to take me 3 days to access the equipment unless I pay them 61 gold. So they're basically holding me for ransom unless I swipe my credit card and pay them to take away the time I am waiting to get access to that equipment. So not only that, but they told us to go ahead and equip the tanks with equipment, and they would basically prorate spare parts to your account. So keep in mind, I started with 1.5 million spare parts, or that's their currency to unlock these particular perks. But now I've already spent 400,000, 400,000, excuse me, 200,000 spare parts to unlock just a few modules on three tanks. So I'm going to run out of spare parts. So I'm not going to get back the time that I farmed the credits to buy the modules in the first place, equip my tanks with these modules, and have access to them immediately. Because now I'm going to have to pay gold in order to access that. Here's the problem. That's just tier 2, guys. 3 days? Are you serious to access a gun stabilizer? Or the other little perk, which is called a supercharge that increases your shell velocity. Okay, wonderful. So we don't even know. It's probably going to be double. If my guess is right, it's going to take 6 days to get a vertical stabilizer unlocked. Once I finish, keep in mind, farming spare parts, which who knows how long that's going to take. And then in order to avoid all this pain, I can gold it. This is complete and utter garbage. And for what? I'll give you an example. Let's go through all of these perks. And you tell me if you find one piece of equipment that does what the crew vents used to do. The crew vents used to boost the attribute of your tank by 10%. So this would actually also work in you could piggyback on the other provisions or consumables you would use. It would actually boost that as well. Now, guys, as you can see, there is no perk like the crew vents anymore. There's none. There is no crew vents. You can put a little bit more armor. Your gun dispersion is actually lower. Repair speed somewhat the same. The cooldown. But look, even your gun armor is slower. So to me, my first point is that microtransactions, wargaming is nickel and diming people to death. There are those who play for free and will not spend money, but they also built that community wargaming. But what about me that, yeah, I don't mind paying for, some cool tanks, some things that I do want, as long as they're not outrageous. But this is getting pretty ridiculous. I also did not like that none of the tier 3s were even unlocked, my even though I equipped all the tanks that I had with equipment, I did not get the equal value back according to this system. And also the cooldown is a complete ripoff. Wargaming Blitz is built upon your players being a community, and the community has done a lot for you. You would have no job. Blitz would not be providing revenue if it wasn't for player participation. And what have you given back to the community? What have you done to enhance the game by fixing existing issues like the frame rate, the lag, the matchmaking system that if you win 10 in a row, you now get matched up in with players who are 43% or lower, and you're the only over 50% win rate ratio player. So there's no normalization in your matchmaking. That's broke. So there's a lot of issues. You guys keep adding to the game, adding these little things, and they're not working. This is not going to work. This means, and you've just basically signed your death warrant for this game, especially if you keep this or you don't modify it. It is up to the whole community of Blitz as players, as those who pay money for tanks or whatnot. They're ripping you off. I hope as a community, everybody sends input back to Dogface. What a cute video, Dogface. Hopefully he's listening, which I doubt. Or the programmers, these Russian programmers that are making money off American money, because I'm from the American server, back to Russia, that we can't even get a level playing field. So now you're paying money for wins. If I want to be a winner, I'm going to pay money to be a winner. There's no such thing as, let it be a level platform. Maybe we could customize the tanks differently where it's cooler or unique or whatever. But there is no such thing as skill. Now your money is going to make you a winner if you spend money. So now we're back to that horrible game called Fire Age. And that is a horrible game. And it takes months to unlock perks in that game. This is where wargaming's heading. And I feel that this is one of the worst and most complete cheap garbage moves that y'all have done. I hope you guys give a voice to the players. I hope that you guys backtrack on some of the stuff that you're doing, because even the tournament system is horrible. Do you care about your community? Do you care about the consumers playing your game? Do you care about the players that invested time in the game to play it, thus making you, Wargaming, a good amount of coin? So y'all can't act like you're not making money, because you are. This right here is not going to help your participation, because many players are going to unlock it and wait 3 days and play something else. Thus, you lose the participation of players in your game, in the queue, wanting to play your game. You are killing participation in your game with this system. Wargaming, you need to get it right. You need to ask the players what they want. They will pay for what they want. They don't want to pay for what they don't want. And we don't want this as a community. This is garbage. Listen to the community. Care about your customers. This is the way to build a successful business and game. This is not going to work.